Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Finance 360-degree session. So this session is going to be a little special because here we are going to discuss the most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases for the months of July to September 2025. That are the recent months before your examination, that are the very important months before the examination. Okay, so we are going to discuss that what are the most important RBI notifications and press releases that you cannot miss at all from the RBI Grade B examination point of view, and these notifications will be important for your phase 1 as well as phase 2 of the examination. So if you are studying these notifications, they will help you in your phase 1 and clearing your phase 1, and they will help you in the phase 2 also. Okay, so we will discuss that what are these notifications, what are these press releases, and what you have to cover in these notifications and press releases. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if I am clearly audible and visible and everything is fine. I hope you are excited for this session because here we are going to discuss the most important RBI notifications, press releases, and let's see how many of you have covered these notifications, these press releases already. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if I'm clearly audible and visible, and good morning to all of you. Welcome to the session. So let's get started without any delay, and this is the important notice. Just keep these notifications in mind. Okay, so let's get started, but before that there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the Shubh Navratri offers for the limited time only, and this is the offer till 25th September 2025. That is till today only this offer is valid, and here you are getting flat 75% off if you use the code festival75. Okay, so if you want to avail or if you want to get the regulatory body courses, okay, and if you are thinking of buying these courses and you are looking after the EduTap courses, so here you can see that there is flat 75% off that is going on for all the regulatory body courses, RBI Grade B, IFSC Grade A, for the IRDI Grade A, NABARD Grade A, SEBI Grade A, for all these courses as well as for the combo courses, there is flat 75% off that is going on if you use the code festival75. So this is a good time for you to avail this offer to get the courses if you want to get the courses. If you are doing self-preparation, if you are happy with the resources that you already have, that is fine. But if you are thinking of buying the course, so try to see the course EduTap is providing and try to buy it right now when the offers are going on. Okay, so this is the idea. Now let's get started with the first topic, that is we are going to discuss the 10 most important RBI notifications and RBI press releases from the month of September 2025, from the month of August 2025, and from the month of July 2025. Okay, so here okay, so let's get started with the first article. See, in September 2025, there are not much RBI notifications or press releases that have been released. So in September 2025, you have limited things to cover, but those limited things that you are going to cover, the limited notifications and RBI press releases that is released in RBI website. So limited notifications and press releases are released, but they are very important because this is the most recent month before the examination. Okay, so in the September 2025, the most important notification that is released is Master Direction on Regulation of Payment Aggregator. Okay, and this is the RBI notification that is released in September 2025, as well as RBI press release is released also, that is RBI issues the Reserve Bank of India Regulation of Payment Aggregators Directions 2025. So you can understand that it has been notified in the press release as well as in notification that RBI has released the detailed direction for the regulation of payment aggregator. So this information is provided both in RBI notification and RBI press release. So RBI is specifying that this notification, this press release is very important because we have released it in both the areas, in the notification area also, in the RBI press release area also. So this is one of the most important article that you have to cover from the examination point of view, and I will take this session on Saturday this week or by Tuesday next week. Okay, so because I have to give time for this master direction, and right now there is a lot of sessions that are going off of mine, so I will try to bring it on Saturday this week or by Tuesday next week. Okay, so we will cover it in Finance 360 degrees sessions. We will cover it in detail. Okay, so this is the first article that you have to focus on. The next one is regulatory review mechanism that we have already covered. We have discussed that there is a regulatory review cell that has been notified, as well as there is the group that has also been notified, that is from that consist of the external members. Okay, that consists of the external members. So this group is going to provide the recommendations or the feedback regarding the review of the review of the regulations. Okay, so this is the basic idea. So regulatory review mechanism, we have already discussed this in the Finance 360-degree session. Here you have to focus on the regulatory review cell, under which department it is, as well as it is going to start from when. Okay, then there is also a group that is consisting of the external members, the external experts, and this group, who is heading this group? I hope you remember that who is heading this group, and this group is providing the feedback, or is going to provide the feedback on the regulation review to the RRC. Okay, so try to remember the basic points from the regulatory review mechanism that the RBI has released for the review of the regulations. And there is the regulatory review cell that has been formed, as well as there is a group that has been formed from the external experts that are going to provide the feedback from the market participants. The feedback is going to be provided to the regulatory review cell, so that the review of the regulation happen in a faster and a prudent manner. Okay. Next is, yes, Rana Ashutosh, correct, is the chairman of this group. Okay. Reserve Bank of India Co-Lending Arrangements Directions 2025. So this, now these are the two articles that were released in September. Okay, these are the two articles that were released in September. So here we have discussed that from the September, the most important articles are these. The most important articles are these from the September 2025. Okay, and the regulatory review mechanism we have already discussed, and the master action on the regulation of payment aggregator we will discuss this Saturday or next Tuesday. Okay, so this also we are going to cover in the sessions itself. Next, coming to the Reserve Bank of India Co-Lending Arrangement Directions 2025. So these were released, these articles were released in September, in August 2025. In August 2025. Okay, so co-lending arrangements directions 2025, we have already covered this in our Finance 360-degree session. And the co-lending arrangements, all the data from these directions are very important from the examination point of view. Okay, so here you have to focus on the data, majorly on the data. So co-lending arrangements is it has been said that the arrangement that is happening between the bank and NBFC that are going to lend together. Okay, so the banks and NBFCs that are going to lend together, so there is co-lending that is happening. So for the co-lending arrangement agreement, there are the directions that have been provided. Okay, now next is Reserve Bank of India non-fund based credit facilities directions 2025. This was also released in August 2025, and it is the biggest of the notification, I can say. It is biggest of the directions, and it is very, very complicated in nature. So here what you have to focus on is again data. Just focus on the data. Okay, that for the guarantees for the different organizations, for the different institutions, there are the limits. Okay, so what are the limit on the guarantees? Okay, what is the partial credit facility? Okay, so all of this, the partial credit enhancement facility, so what is that? So basically there are so much there is so much of the details in the non-fund based credit facilities, so you have to go through it. It's not like that you can leave it. No, it is very, very important. Okay, especially focus on the data, and the applicability, like the partial credit enhancement, on which institutions can provide the partial credit enhancement, for what products, for what instruments and such. Okay, so the data is very important here in the non-fund based credit facilities, and the applicability criteria as well as the allowance criteria is very important. That a partial credit enhancement facility will be provided by these institutions. So there is the criteria for the institutions, as well as it will be provided for which instruments. So that criteria is also provided. So the data is very important, as well as the criteria, I can say, is very important from this article. And this seems lengthy, but you can divide it in parts. First do the guarantee part, then do the acceptance part, and at last do the partial credit enhancement part. Okay, so do not do it at one time. If you are facing problem in this particular direction, do it in parts. First do the guarantee wala pura part, just do the guarantee part, then do the co-acceptance part and the data from that part, remember that, and then at last do the partial credit enhancement part, that is the lengthiest of the part. And a question can come from this in phase 1 as well as in phase 2. Okay, so this is the idea. I know this is complicated, I know this is lengthy, but this is something that you cannot leave from the examination point of view. If you are not able to do it at one time, at least cover it in parts. Okay, Next is introduction of continuous clearing and settlement on realization in check truncation system. Again, very important, because it has been said that now there will be a continuous clearing and settlement that will happen of the checks. So what is the process here? What is the timeline that is given? 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So what is the timeline that is given for the check clearing? Okay, so that you have to focus on. So check clearing system, the check truncation system, where the check clearing and settlement will happen on the continuous basis, is important. You cannot miss it at all. Okay, and all of these articles we have discussed in the Finance 360-degree sessions, and I will also bring a revision session for your August, okay, where we will discuss these articles again and the important points from these articles again. So if you are facing any problem in any particular article, do not worry about it. When I take the monthly revision session of August RBI EduTap or RBI notification, in the monthly revision session we are going to revise these articles again, and I will show you the important data. But before that, do study it at least once or twice. Okay, so this is the idea. So from August 2025, these 3 articles are important, as well as there is one more article from the August 2025. Now this is the report of the committee to develop a framework for responsible and ethical enablement of the artificial intelligence in the financial sector. Here the report has been released by the committee formulated by RBI for the free AI, for the AI in the financial sector. 7 sutras, 6 strategic pillars, 26 recommendations. Very important from the examination point of view, because you know that this is a favorite part of the RBI, asking the questions from the digital payment index parameters, financial inclusion index parameters. And now there is the free AI committee that has released its report, where there is 7 sutras, 6 strategic pillars, and in this there are 26 recommendations. Now all the recommendations you do not need to remember, but at least know that what are the 6 parameters, 6 strategic pillars, and under the 6 strategic pillars, what are the major recommendations? At least have the brief idea. Okay, a question can directly come from this in phase 1 and phase 2, and in the phase 2 there is a high expectation that the question can come from the artificial intelligence topic, because this is quite in news recently. Okay, so very important topic. So we have discussed, basically we have discussed the 2 articles are important from September. These 2 articles are important from September 2025. These 3 articles they are important from August 2025, and this one article is also from August 2025. Okay, so this article is also from August 2025. Now we are going to discuss the articles that are important from July 2025 from here onwards. Okay, so coming to the July month, any confusion anyone has till now? Any confusion? Okay, Arkaprava, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I will answer your query at the end of the session. Okay, chalo, moving forward, let's discuss the articles from the July 2025. So first of all, Reserve Bank of India prepayment charges on loans. So it has been said that for all the floating rate loans, it has been said that there is no prepayment charges that will be taken if the loans are taken by individuals for no businesses. But if the loan is taken by individuals or MSME by the small and medium enterprises, so if the loan is taken, if the floating rate loan is taken by the individuals and micro and small enterprises, and the loan is for business purpose, then there will be no penalty that will be taken by certain institutions, but there will be penalty that will be taken, prepayment penalty that will be taken by other institution if the loan is more than 50 lakh of value. Okay, so basically this prepayment charges on loans, this is a very important direction, and again the data from this is very important. Which institutions are the one, which banks categories are the ones that will not take the prepayment penalties, or which categories of banks will take the prepayment penalties if the loan amount is more than 50 lakh. Okay, and this 50 lakh of the amount, it is also very important. So this article, it is not very lengthy, it is not very complicated, but it is very important from the examination point of view, because the prepayment charges on loans, this article is important. Okay, and it was in July 2025. It was released in July 2025. Okay, so important again. Financial inclusion index for March 2025, I do not think I need to tell you that how important it is. Every other year we see questions from it. directly in the RBI Grade B examination in the phase 1, phase 2, okay, in the phase 1 or phase 2. So financial inclusion index for March 2025, the value, why the financial inclusion index has improved or increased in value, what is the basic idea of the financial inclusion index, what does 0 mean, what does 100 mean, what does the value mean, how it has increased, what are the parameters behind it, excess, usage, quality, what are the percentages for excess usage and quality. So all the details from the financial inclusion index for March 2025 are important, and we have discussed all of this in the Finance 360-degree sessions. The most important articles have been covered already in your Finance 360-degree session. Okay. Next is RBI Digital Payment Index for March 2025. Again, I do not think I need to tell you the importance of this. In the RBI Grade B 2024 examination, there were directly 2 questions in the morning shift in the phase 1. There was also question in the evening shift from the Digital Payment Index in the phase 1. So you can understand this is very important. The Financial Inclusion Index, Digital Payment Index, these values are very important. The background is very important. From the Digital Payment Index, the direct question can come on its value. Question can come that why the value has improved. What is the reason behind improving the value? Right now it is payments, payment infrastructure, supply side factor and payment performance. So these 2 factors have led to the improvement in the Digital Payment Index. What are the 5 parameters? What are the sub parameters in these 5 parameters? All of this is very important in the Digital Payment Index. The base year, what is the base year? Can anyone tell me the base year for Digital Payment Index? Is it 2019, 2020, 2018, 2021, 2022? What is the base year for the Digital Payment Index? The base year is 2018 with the base amount of 100. Okay, so that is the idea. The last but not the least, the Reserve Bank investment in AIF. It has been said that the regulated entities regulated by the Reserve Bank of India, they can invest in the alternative investment fund. They can invest in the alternative investment fund, but there are certain directions, certain limits that they have to follow. So the regulated entities, that is the banks, NBFCs under the RBI, they can invest in the alternative investment fund following certain limits. So this is again important. It is not a very lengthy news article. It is not a very lengthy RBI notification, but still it is very important. Direct limits are very important that you have to keep in mind from the examination point of view. Okay. Again, on all these topics, I have taken a session in the Finance 360, and these 4 articles are from July 2025. Okay. So 2 articles from September. These 2 articles from September. This we will discuss this Saturday or next Tuesday. Maybe probably by next Tuesday, because right now I have very less time as I have sessions in the courses. So this Saturday I might not be able to take a session on this particular article, but by next Tuesday I promise that I will work on Sunday and will prepare the PPT for this article. Okay, it is a long article, but I will take the session by next Tuesday. Okay, this we have discussed. This is from September 2025, and the articles we have discussed for the August 2025 already. This is taken in your RBI in your Finance 360-degree sessions. Okay, if there is any confusion in any particular article, do not worry. I will take a monthly revision session. I will take a monthly revision session for your August 2025, and in that monthly revision session for August 2025, we will discuss these in detail. I will bring the questions in detail for these articles so that you have the coverage of these articles through the revision session also. But at least come in the revision session prepared, a little prepared, okay, so that you understand the basic idea. So these articles we have discussed for your, again for your August. This is also the article that you have to focus on. So this is also the article from the August month, Then all these articles are from July month, July 2025. Okay, so 2 articles from September, 4 articles from August, 4 articles from July. So in total, these are the 10 most important RBI notification and press releases. Digital Payment Index, it shows the digitalization of the payments in our country, the penetration and the expansion of the digital payments in our country. This is very important. I have taken a session in the Finance 360-degree series. So if you have not seen it, see it. One of the most important articles this is. Okay. Now there is something additional. So for till July I have told you, but do you have to do the RBI notifications and press releases till July only? No. Remember this, that from July to September 2025, these are the 3 most important months. But you should also be covering the articles from June 2025. Okay. So you should also be covering the articles from June 2025. And if you have less time, so at least cover July to September in a very thorough manner, and cover the June 2025, only the most important articles, and cover it just in one go. Okay, just cover the most important articles. Okay, but remember that this is a little risk. You should be focusing on the articles from June to September and the first week of October. And if you have time, cover the, if you want to cover the May 2025, just cover the important articles from May 2025. Okay, so focus more on the articles from June till September and first week of October. Okay, so you have to focus more on the articles from June to September, and May 2025 you just can cover it in the overall manner, just the important articles, just the overall idea. Okay, not too much focus if you do not have time. Okay, now from the June article, from the June 2025, this is one of the most important article. Okay, that is from the June month. In the July 2025, it was said that the lending against gold and silver collateral voluntary pledge will be allowed. So this was said in July 2025. So again, that means the June 2025 article, that was RBI lending against gold and silver collateral directions. So these collateral directions, the gold and silver can be used as collateral, and for that there were directions that were released in June 2025. So this article you have to cover, because this was again in the RBI notifications, this was again in July 2025 also, because it was said that the voluntary pledge will be allowed of the gold and silver collateral. Okay, so you can understand that this article becomes very important because it was again in news, it was again in the notifications of the RBI in July 2025. So though the direction, the master direction or the complete directions were released in June 2025, the directions, complete directions were released in June 2025, but it was again in the RBI website, in the RBI notification press release section in July 2025 also. So these articles become very important from June 2025. And if you are focusing on the 3 months and you are taking the risk and you are covering only 3 months, the recent 3 months, so at least cover this article from June, because it is linked with your July article. Okay, and I will suggest you that at least do June to September and the first week or 10 days of October. And if you have time, or if you have already covered May 2025, so cover it from the overall manner. Okay, so that is the idea. Now, what are the most important articles from your May and June? If you are covering May and if you are covering June you should be covering. If you are covering May also, so what are the most important articles that has already been discussed when I discussed, like 2 months back, I discussed the 10 most important articles from your May, June and July. Okay, from May, June and 15 days of July. Okay, so in this 10 most important articles, we have discussed that what are the important articles from the May and June. So those articles you have to focus on from the May and June, and the link for this video will be provided in the description box below, sorry, in the comment section below. So in the comment section below, there is a pinned comment where the video has been provided for this video. Okay, or in the description box, we will add this link for this video. So this is the idea. Any confusion, anyone? Yes, as I told you that the project finance guidelines and such, so that you have to cover, that you have to see in the May, June, in that timeline if it was released. Okay, so the important articles from this I have mentioned here. Okay, so this is the idea. Any other confusion anyone has? Now you have to tell me that if there is any notification or press release that I have missed. Okay, so that you have to tell me in the comment section below. If there is any notification or press release that you think that I have missed, so that you can tell me in the comment section below. Okay, and project finance direction, the project finance direction, yes, this has to be covered. Okay, chalo. So this is the end of the session, and as I have told you that there are the offers that are going on, that is the Shubh Navratri offers. This is for the limited time only, and it is valid till 25th September 2025, where you are getting flat 75% off if you use the code festival75. Okay, and you can go to EduTap's website. So if you go to EduTap's website by typing edutap.in, so you can go to EduTap's website, and here you can see the courses. Okay, so in the courses section you can see all the courses, and if you want to see RBI Grade B courses, So here you can see in the top only there is the RBI Grade B courses, and for all the courses you can see there is a flat 75% off that is going on by using the code festival75. And here you can see that what courses you are getting, the combo courses or the single courses, what single courses you are getting or what combo courses you are getting, okay, at what price and such. So this is the idea. I hope this is very much clear. Any confusion anyone has? No, it is not enough for phase 1. These are the most important articles that you should not be missing out for phase 1 and phase 2, okay. It's not like that you will do 10 articles and you will clear the phase 1. No, these are the most important articles that you should not be missing out. No, the revision session or the Maha Marathon session will be taken at the near to the examination. So do subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you continue getting the relevant videos, and this is the idea. Okay,